Okay, I'm making some good ground today in the garage here. This is our old bathtub of 6 months. I want to tear this part down here. Everything's nailed, so it's on there pretty good. Right on. Old pine. Okay, so I just started digging down here, and then I thought, you know what? I'm going to try to take those, at least a couple, 2, 3 of this old siding off, and then I want to put a brace and try to brace it from the outside in. That way, when I dig, the jacks aren't down here. You'll see, I'll come back to that. But anyway, I went through with a Sawzall here, and I cut the back of these 2x4s where the nails were. So let's go around and see how it looks back here. Beautiful crooked glasses on. I've stepped on these many a time and they still work. Can't really see through them very well though. Okay, here we are. You can see that's loose. I took that downspout off and I'm gonna go ahead and start pulling these off. So I realized I could knock these all out pretty easily. I'm not ready to take all that off because it's kind of giving it some structure right now. Since these boards are all rotted, I feel like it's sort of holding it in place a little bit. I mean, you can even see here that like they're buckled maybe. Now I want to put some support on it and see if I can raise it a little bit. Here we are so far. I put these 2x10s across. This one is just a little bit short in the middle, so I threw one up there. And then I ended up putting another piece down here because I wanted to jack it up. I didn't want to have to put the jack up too high, so I put a board there so I could do the jack lower. Jacked it up a little bit, and then all the weight is on that now. That way I can remove a lot of this dirt, all those studs there on the bottom are completely rotted. So, but you can see the original foundation footer is still there. It looks pretty intact. However, it's too low. Maybe the dirt through the years somehow became built up. I don't know how that works. Must have just washed down from the backyard. And so it's too high now. So what I got to do is raise the footer. I want to lift it up to about where the house footer is right there next to it. You can see right below that board is where it is. So that's where I want to raise it up to. So I got to dig all this out real good. This is lipstick on a pig. I can't do it perfect because this is just a garage. So. All right, I have this jacked up and all the weight is on that 4x4 there and those bricks. I mean, not all the way, because although, you know, you can see these studs are going down, but a lot of this wood has been rotted for a long time. I tore it out of there. Now this footer is from the 1930s, at least, or it could be the 40s, but it's way, because this garage was built after the house. This old footer is pretty old, and I'm surprised it's in this good a shape. As you can see, if you look on the other side of that footer, you can see the grass, and that grass is as high, if not higher, than that footer. So that's a big problem. That's why all this is rotted. This is my beautiful garage. I poured this little cement slab when I put this door in. A long time ago, it cracked. It goes down toward the inside, so I'm gonna tear this back out. And then when I pour the flat part of the floor, I'll do it all the way out to here. So this is the high point right here, and then it all goes down from there. The concrete that you just saw, the high point comes right to the bottom of this blue tape. So if it was level, it'd be right to here, the bottom of that blue tape. So I got to bring it up, concrete all the way up to here, and then all the way over that way. So I have all these beautiful screws that I screwed into the concrete. This is a concrete bonder adhesive. So this goes between the old concrete and the new. using this wire I have, some old rebar, and then I sunk those concrete screws in. Had to pre-drill them all. And this is my makeshift setup so that I can pour concrete and hopefully it'll stick to this pretty good. I already last night I put on some concrete bonder. So that's been sitting over 8 hours. This is my last one I got here for this portion of the job. So yeah, I'm just getting this wire tight as I can. I want it to be up off the ground a little bit so it really can grab onto the rebar. Okay, there it is. Probably not doing this right, but I gotta get it done. Let's take a look. See if we can get a close up here. I'm stopping right there. Reason why is I don't want all the weight in this whole place up off the ground. So I want to do like half of the garage and then I can put it back down, put the weight on it, and then lift this a little bit. I brought this in, had to go through the outside because this is in the way here. I cut it to size. I'm actually gonna make it just a little bit thicker than what it is right now because I want to give it a little bit more structure. I have this other 2x down here. I'm gonna add that to it. So that's just like temporary. I'm gonna pull that out in a minute, but once I get it all set up. But I want this board here to lean up against this 2x. I put this board in there like a spacer, and then this one's gonna lean up against it. So it has a little bit more room so that the concrete will go all the way down to the ground. I don't wanna do that in the outside because I don't want it sticking out past the siding. I have a laser shooting over right now, and what it is hitting right above this one. I want it to be just not even a quarter inch, like an eighth of an inch higher, so that it just kind of water would go outward if need be. I don't think it would be a big deal, but better not have any water in here. But anyway, so it's time to get going. If you look down there, you can see where the laser's hitting. It's hitting right there, right above it. So I'm gonna lift that board up and then I'm gonna screw into that little stake so that it's exactly that height. Let me get this screw started. Okay. Now we'll lift this up. So I'll get this started. Clamp. I'm gonna go like that. Awesome. Okay, I think I got it. So now it's ready to pour. So if we look up close here, you can see there's a big gap there, and I wanted that intentionally.
What'd you get me into?
I mixed up some concrete here and soupy. I left it a little bit soupy because I wanted it to really fill in some of the tighter areas. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the soupy part to the outside.
So you're gonna just pour it?
No, I'm going to
scoop it.
Scoop it. I'm gonna start out scooping it. Who knows, I might end up pouring it. Okay, it's been sitting for a couple hours. I just want to see. Well, I could take the sponge over a little bit, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it a little bit longer. Yeah, it's still a little wet. I'm going to come back and I want to take the sponge over it, level it out a little bit, but I want to give it a little bit more time, I think. Okay, this is all the concrete. Actually decided to raise it up a little bit higher, so I just pulled all the wood out and put it back in. And we're gonna add about 2.5 inches there. I want to bring it up as high as the foundation on the house so that I can put the siding on and match it and everything. Plus it'll be above the dirt a little bit more, and that's very important. I'm gonna pour this and then that'll be next. So we'll have to give it a couple days to harden. All right, I just took this sponge in here and I wiped down all the top of this. The goal is to kind of smooth it out a little bit. It took several hours even to get to this point. Let's look at this garage. Oh, this is a beautiful, beautiful piece of machinery. Look at this garage. I'm here at the back of the garage getting ready to take off this concrete form. Look what I found. You think I can't see you? Haven't seen one of these guys in a long time. Whoa, he's fat. Good, good.
What are you doing? How'd you get down there? You're still here. There's water coming. Poor guy, he's probably like, what is going on? Oh, look at him. He's just chilling.
All right, kiddo.
Whoa, what are you gonna do? Touch him?
Well, I gotta get it out of there.
Ew!
I don't think it wants to be down there when I fill it full of water.
It looks like he's in trouble. He's got to face the wall.
There it is. Maybe not the prettiest, but I'm gonna actually push the dirt up against this. It's gonna hide a lot of it. So it'll be so nice to keep super sealed and dry in there. Boy, that is awesome. Very level. It was actually below grade, I think. Yes, it was below grade. The concrete used to be below the dirt. Now water won't get in. I'm gonna continue to build this up around here. It's a great, great start. Super happy with it. And that's about 8 inches thick across the top part. Getting ready to put on this sill plate here. I'm gonna drill holes, get a concrete bit, fasten them into the concrete. So I'm gonna do one at a time, I think. Since I got this concrete footer poured and hardened, I wanted to lower this down. Of course, I have to do the sill plate, which is this right here. I'm putting these bolts in. This is expansion anchors. Things are awesome. That's what it looks like. I got what they call an expansion anchor. So what these do is they keep this tight to the concrete. So you have to drill through the wood and through the concrete, and then you put these in. So I'm going to show you how I did it. I'm very happy with it. So this is the concrete anchored bolt things, and then what you do is you just put on your washer, the nut on the top, and then you hammer this down. And once it gets down here, you tighten it, and then somehow this thing opens up. Right here I'm going to use, this is a wood bit. I'm just going to make a pilot hole. And then use the same size concrete bit, 3/8 by 3 1/4. This is 3/8. And you want to drill down 1/4 past where these go, which just happens to be at the end of this thing. So. Okay, that's in, right? Tight. A 14 millimeter. And I just tighten it down from here on out. And I've been tightening it until it's like you can hear the wood kind of like squeezing. You can hear it crack a little bit. There you go. That's tight. Okay, so the weight is pretty much all on this jack now. Tighten this back down here. All the weight is on those boards that I put there. That's just temporary. That one, and those two. All right, so over here in the corner, I had to go up about a 1/2 inch, sistered that new stud. This is my little rig. I put these boards underneath the blocks there, and then I put another one here to make it higher, and then I pushed up on that. I don't even know what they call that, but it goes all the way down the middle, and it's pretty structural looking. And then I just screwed in this board in case that were to pop out. Looks really good, huh? I still gotta finish framing out on the inside, but I just wanna throw this siding up now so that it's not such an eyesore, and then I'll come back and finish framing later. I got all the wood in the garage either thrown in the trash that I didn't need, or I stacked it in the right and the left, because I'm gonna try to pull in here because we may be getting some hail tonight. So, and then hopefully it's a small garage, so hopefully if I go too far I'll hit this with the tires, and I think everything's good. This is up here, it's the case. I almost forgot to take my T out of there. It's important to park just right too, because if I'm too far over, I'm not going to be able to get out of the car. I'll have to slide through the other side. I haven't parked like this in a long time, but I used to do it quite often. Up here, we hit that. So we're only a very, very short little ways away from hitting that wall. So that's what you call good driving. Perfect. Couldn't have done better myself. They're talking about hail. What are you doing? Making us a nice, beautiful, delicious dinner?
Ben,
Huh?
we're not even going to use that footage.
I'm gonna go up to the window and see if I can scare her. I don't see her yet. Where is she? Is that her? She's gonna freak out. That was wonderful.
Hey there, we'd love for you to check out our newly designed website at journeydowntheroad.com. You can easily search for whatever category or topic you're interested in and read more about our little pine cottage. Get the inside scoop about our story and how we've lived simply in small spaces and how you can too. See how we've also built a handmade home with reclaimed and salvaged materials. Thanks for joining us on this journey.